Today I'm making a tag video. It's called 5 Books I Didn't Know Before tag. In this tag, you have to find 5 random books you've never read before. So with each book you find, you have to open it up, you can read a few of the pages, and then you have to quickly try and explain the plot. There are a couple stipulations to this though. You can't read the summary for the book, and you can't read the first 5 or the last 5 pages of the book. You'll need to come up with the beginning, a middle, and an end. I'll have to find my first book, and let's just reach here into the shelf. And let's see what that is. Streams of Experience, abridged by Jake. Because any amount of experience is good experience. You're either learning or you're learning what not to do. And that is when we reach the next step, the step of passing on this information. You have to pass on what you've learned so that others can now grow. And that is when your stream starts diverging into other streams, making your streams grow larger and bigger by the moment. And once many streams have connected together, that's when you've created a web of experience that will allow everyone to grow even more. And in the end, there's only more experience being shared between everyone. So I'm about to find my second book, and I think I'll just pull this book out. No Longer Invisible by Douglas Jacobson. No Longer Invisible, abridged by Jake. As I sat there wondering what I was going to eat for breakfast, I decided I'm gonna have some cornflakes. After my bowl of cornflakes, and after I got ready, I realized I'm late. So I zoom out the door, and I get on my bike, and I decide to cut through the dark alleyway that I normally don't cut through. And as I'm going, my bike hits a rock and I fall off. And that's when a fortune teller comes up to me, and I say, I'm sorry, I don't even have a second. I'm already 5 minutes late for work. Can't be much later or I'm gonna be fired. And as I take off, I hear this chanting in the background. When I finally get to work, it's like, I'm just gonna slip in, hopefully my boss doesn't see me, and I get a call later that night, asking where I was. Oh no, they found out I was late. I'm gonna be fired for sure. And as I get longer into the message, some people are thinking that there was a ghost there, because my chair was moving, but I wasn't there. And that's when I realized my dog never greeted me at the door. I was invisible. So I quickly go back to that fortune teller, and the fortune she gives me is very weird. All those that seek for you will find you. She just disappears after that. And I go home, my dog greets me. I'm no longer invisible. I'm looking for my third book. Let's turn here. And then let's grab this book. Studying Law, edited by Arthur T. Vanderbilt. Studying Law, abridged by Jake. My name is Monroe Smith, and it is my duty to become a lawyer, so that is why I'm studying law. Not only is law my passion, law also runs my family. I will not become a disappointment. That is why I went to the School of Harvard Law, the best school for me, the best school for any law student. During my studies there, I made no friends, I made no enemies, but I made the law work in my favor. I grow up to become a good lawyer. Not the best, but a pretty darn good lawyer. I win some cases, I lose some cases, but I'm not a disappointment. My family accepts me for who I am. So I'm looking for my 4th book here, and I'll just reach down and grab Ethics in Clinical Practice? Ethics in Clinical Practice, made by these people, abridged by me. Cindy was just about 18, but not quite there yet. It wasn't her fault that she was sent into a vegetative state by getting into a crash caused by another driver. Not only was she driving without her license, but she also didn't have any valid form of identification on her. That means the doctors were not able to find the family members of Cindy. Being in a vegetative state, Cindy had no call on whether to be pulled off life support or not. Her condition wasn't good, but it wasn't bad either, and she was taking up a bed in one of the most busiest hospitals. Dr. John has to make the call on if she'd be okay without the life support or to stick her with it. Will she survive? Does she even need it? It's up to Dr. John to call, but what kind of ethics go into play here? Not easy ones. In the end, he decides to take her off. A few days later, she's awake. She calls her family, and they were definitely relieved when they got the call that she was safe. She went back, and she was alright. Okay, so we're on our 5th and final book search, and I'm thinking we have a winner right here. The Sunset Ship by J.M.W. Turner, abridged by Jake. Legends tell of a ship that can set the sun just by sailing. This is all made possible by an old pirate Greenfoot. Now, old pirate Greenfoot wasn't your average sailor. He was always pillaging, but only pillaging the rotten stuff. Trying to leave a green footprint where he left. And you'd be thinking, what is a pirate supposed to do with all this junk? And well, all this junk was disposed of properly. And the green that stemmed from all of this, well, it always followed him. And eventually, Mother Earth came to him to thank him personally, and she was able to grant him one wish that was tied to nature. Old pirate Greenfoot said, I've always loved the sunset. I'd love to see it wherever I am. And Mother Nature says, granted, the sunset shall now follow you forever and always. And old pirate Greenfoot was so excited, and he sailed on to dusk after that. Legends still say he's still sailing to this day, trying to find dusk, but yet enjoying the view until then. Okay, that was a lot harder than it sounded. Well, since this is a tag video, I'm definitely going to be tagging some people. That's right, I'm tagging you, the real protagonists, and I'm also tagging you, Clarking Productions. I'd also love to tag anyone else that would like to do this. Anything you need to know is in my pocket below. Well, I hope you had fun learning about 5 books that didn't exist before. Let's high five out.